Good day, folks. It's Tony Fortunato from the Technology Firm. Here's another clip from our baselining session that we had the other day. It's going to be a few slides, so hopefully I'll get through them quick and I won't bore you too much. This is measuring network performance, and we talk a lot about measuring performance in the session, and this one is going to concentrate on the network side of things. So what do? I set myself a goal. We talk about this in the session. Real simple, measured wired network throughput. That's it, right? It doesn't have to be very complicated, not very long. State the tool that I'm going to use, explain some of the equipment I'm going to use, 2 Alienware i7 laptops, and the methodology. So I'm going to disable my Wi-Fi on my laptop, make sure it doesn't sneak out of there or affects me in any way. The first test is a local or loopback test. So this is how we zero out or calibrate our tools. Some people hate the word calibrate. It's a word, get over it. Second test is connecting the laptops via an Ethernet cable back to back. Repeat the test. Third test, connect the laptops through the network. And that way we've got something to build on and compare it to. So every test is going to be performed 5 times. I'm going to take the highest and lowest values out, and I'm going to average the remaining 3 values. Here we go. So this guy is within the laptop. So open up 2 command prompts with iPerf3, and then basically run it within my machine. And you'll find that depending on whatever's running in the background, all that kind of stuff, you're always going to get a different number. So what I did was I made sure I had nothing running, right? No Outlook, no nothing. And then I ran iPerf3 5 times. And these are the numbers I got. So I took out the high and the low, that's the red ones, and then I averaged the remaining numbers. So 9.7 gig up and 9.4 gig down. So that's good enough for my baseline of the actual machine. For the people who've caught on already, yep, if you had virtual machines, guest and host machines, you can do this as well. Now back to back, 2 machines and a cable. Now in the good old days, we had to make sure they were crossover, but in the day of MDIX, this is not an issue, or MDX. We have to make sure though that we have a proper cable, right? Don't use some old dinky cable that's all beaten up. You're going to be looking for trouble, right? Just get a proper cable, plug them in. Microsoft will give it its own automatic IP address, and I just suggest you use the auto IP address or even the machine name. That would work as well. There's the results for back-to-back, 917 and 936. Again, averages of the numbers remaining, reds are out. Then you plug it into the network. As you can see, I left this very ambiguous on purpose. I don't care what's in the middle of it. It could be on the same switch, different VLANs, through firewalls, routers, don't care. As long as we can get to the device, awesome. With iPerf3, we can even change the port number. If we have to squeak through on a well-known port number, we can do that as well. And off we go to races. So through the network, we got 897 and 897, believe it or not. Go figure that out, huh? So conclusions, back to back, 917 up, 936 down, and through the network, 897 up and 897 down. So what do you think of the test results? And this is where people fall for it, so don't fall for it. It's my first baseline. The answer is I don't know, it's my first baseline. If you want this baseline to matter and to have value, you do it again. When do you do it again? I don't know, an hour from now, during morning logins, during backups, 2 or 3 times a day. You need a previous value to compare it to, right? Preferably not just one previous value. So this test result is one value, right? 1. You want to make sure that you do this, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times. It's in the command line, right? So you could schedule it to run every hour if you want and just record the results. Now, you also have to remember that back-to-back is a piece of wire and network has a whole bunch of network stuff. So the best way I describe that is the network test proves to me and gives me a value of what it costs to go through your network. And the back-to-back wire test is obviously going to be the best number you're going to get. So the last thing that we probably want to do, this is a throughput test, but in some cases you want to run this test and you want to prove that the network is going to work with VoIP or video calling or your WebEx or VPN or some other latent sensitive applications or protocols. So you might want to add the -u on the client side of things. So iPerf3 -c, host name, and then -u, and that'll run it in UDP mode. And then you can measure packet loss, jitter, but pay attention because the default speed is a meg, right? And some people will argue, I want more than a meg. You can change it with the bandwidth value, knock yourself out, but that's the default. So I hope that helps you out. Get to it and give it a shot and have fun. Bye for now, folks.